So, so as part of this, all the prayers, all the Vaishnava prayers, and giving the obeisance to our Guru and all the parampara. So these prayers is very, very important. Why we are repeating in our lectures is so that we can remember. So when we enter into the temple, what we do is definitely we will remove our shoes, wash our hands and the leg, and then when we will go to the door, we knock that one because we will asking the permission. Krishna, I'm coming. He's not going to say, okay, don't enter now. He is not. But as a respect, as a Vaishnavas, we have to give that respect, knocking the door, and as soon you will enter. From the next time you went to any temple, especially the Krishna temple, immediately bow down. Make your head bow down in front of the Lord and the Vaishnavas. And then these say this mantra is Vancha kalpataru basya kripa sindhu bhavacha patita nam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. After bowing down, then go to the Prabhupada. Because our respect first go to our Guru. So when you go to the Guru, then there is another mantra. Om Agyana, Om Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. So we have to tell that right now you don't have to remember that one, but at least first go to the Guru, Prabhupada, and give the pranam. So Sandeep, you went to the ISKCON temple, right?
Yeah.
Last week, yeah. So did you see the Prabhupada in front of that one? Always the Guru is sitting there and
Yeah,
he is
correct.
monitoring. And if you notice that any senior devotee will come, he bow down to the temple and then he go to the Prabhupada. After Prabhupada, then he go to our Krishna, Radha Rani, Balram, जो भी वहाँ पे
Correct, correct.
जयदेव बलदेव है ना, सुभद्रा माता जी, उनका प्रणाम करना. So
Correct.
our process is this. Now the Shastra says exactly the same. Prabhupada is not adding anything. Prabhupada telling the same thing what is mentioned in the Shastras. That Guru is so important in our life. So as soon we enter, all the Vaishnavas asking them, please give me, forgive me. If मैंने जाने अनजाने कोई भी गलती किया, please forgive me. Then go to Guru, give pranam. Because Guru is the one, if he pleased, Krishna will automatically please. Right? So I used to give one example. When the mother is carrying the son, right? अपने हाथ में लेके चल रहे हैं और आपने बच्चों की तारीफ की, आपका बेटा तो बड़ा सुंदर लग रहा है, तो बेटे को तो पता भी नहीं है कि वो मेरे को सुंदर बोला है. सबसे ज्यादा खुश कौन होगा? माता जी हो जाएंगी. तो इसलिए व्हेन हम मेक आवर गुरु हैप्पी, कृष्णा विल ऑटोमेटिकली हैप्पी. करेक्ट. तो
Like we have a doha of Kabir, like Guru Govind Dohu Khare. Takulai.
yeah. So these our Doha from Kabir, Tulsidas, Balmiki, they all are learning from where? From the Supreme Lord. And they are making from this Doha to make understandable for us. Right? That is the whole purpose. Because if we directly go to the Vedas, four Vedas ko apne utha ke padhenge, it's very difficult for us. But these Guru and Acharya, they make in so Puranas, Upanishad, and different literature, Sandarbha sa hai. Sandarbha is like commentary of all the Acharyas. Like Jiva Goswami is one of the topmost Goswami who wrote so many Sandarbhas. That commentary on that one, what Supreme wants to say. So when you learn from these acharyas and Goswami, they are the backbone for us to understanding and reaching to the Krishna. So any questions on these prayers and what we should do when we enter the temple? Right? It's clear, right? Did you are raising your hand or you are scratching? Okay.
You said you were gonna ask me why we bow down.
Yes, that was one other thing. Yeah, yes, please go ahead.
We bow down because surrender also.
Surrender, that's one also. That's good. But most of the time, till now, just think, you don't have to share. When you bow down, what you say? Correct?
आपके चरणों में मेरा प्रणाम.
आपके चरणों में मेरा प्रणाम. But हमारा ध्यान उनके चरणों में रहता है उस वक्त। हम मैकेनिकल प्रोसेस हो गया, हम लोग बस याद करते हैं और सेंटेंस रिपीट करते हैं, उठते हैं, आगे बढ़ते हैं, हाथ मत्था जोड़ लिया, हो गया भाई, प्रसाद कहाँ मिलेगा, राइट। तो हमारा एक मैकेनिकल प्रोसेस। नाउ ऑनवर्ड्स इफ यू गो टू द टेम्पल एंड डू द प्रणाम, you are going to give the pranam to that floor. That is the Balram. That is the Shankarshan. That is the floor. Now I'm stepping on you and giving that pranam to them. And all the Vaishnav, अगर अपने को मंत्र याद भी नहीं है, फिर भी अपने मन में करना है कि मुझसे कोई भी गलती हो गई जाने जानने में, मुझे माफ करें और मुझे अपने चरणों में जगा दें। ये मतलब मन से कर लाना है, मतलब लिटरली यू हैव टू आस्क फॉर फॉरगिवनेस। किसी से माफी मांगना इतना आसान काम नहीं होता है, करेक्ट, उसके लिए भी प्रैक्टिस चाहिए। बट यहाँ तो भगवान से मांग रहे हैं तो खुल के मांग लो। गलती तो हो ही रही है हमसे हर बार। जैसे आई
And
थिंक few weeks back I was talking about the karma thing, the three type of the different karma. We are going to jump into that karma topic now, but that karma part is so complicated. Some of the punishments we are getting in this birth, which mistake I did in my previous birth, and I don't know how many mistake I did, but still I'm eligible to get that punishment. Some of the time when the small child is getting the punishments, very severe health issues or this or that, as part of the karma, and he's suffering, and because of his suffering parents are also suffering. They are not suffering that much, but still they are suffering. So they part of that combinations, right? One example, one small story. One time what happened, हम लोगों ने वी हर्ड सो मेनी टाइम्स, एक्चुअली आई डोंट नो व्हाई आई एम कीप ऑन टॉकिंग इन हिंदी आल्सो, बट लेट मेक वेरी इजी। बालाजी, यू अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी, राइट? या perfect. So but for the kids, I think in our group most of you understand Hindi. So कभी होता है कि मैं अब आजकल ऑफिस में संदीप से भी हिंदी में बात कर लेता हूँ तो वो हिंदी आ जाती है सामने देखते। बट द थिंग इज द स्टोरी लाइक गोज दिस वे, द वन ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल दे वेंट टू तीर्थ प्लेस, and when they were returning, someone say, one the person, I think the story, I think this way. So all the yatri people, they went to the Tirthistan, and then while coming back they heard that one person in your bus is, or one of the person in that bus is going to die, and that is a full of people pilgrimage, they are coming back from the Tirath Yatra. And now everyone is saying that because the Tirath is coming from that all the mountain and the things, and everyone is start thinking, okay, one person, because of one person, we all are going to die. So now out of that Tirath, one senior person says that, okay, we have to figure out, because while the bus is coming back, there's a lot of rains and thunderstorm and everything was coming. And they will say, okay, we don't want to die today. So only one person is going to die and we don't want to take a risk. So they come up with a plan that bus is standing here. The person who's supposed to die, it's so much of thunderstorm and the lightning is going on there. So we will ask every person to go 100 meters far from the bus, and the lightning will kill. If he has to die, he will kill by himself. And so they come up with that plan. Okay, let's do that thing. And they send, okay, driver says, okay, let me go first. He go to the 100 meters far from the bus, and then he stand there 5 minutes and come back. Okay, he's safe. Then another person went there. By the time everyone is went there, then the one last person left, and everyone is thinking this is the person, he has to die. Correct? So can you guess what happened at the end of this story? Now only the one person left in that bus. Everyone tried their luck because lightning is happening. So that thunderstorm, जो बिजली गिरेगी तो उसी पर गिरेगी, और कोई मरेगा नहीं, वही एक मर जाएगा तो हम लोग बाकी चल पड़ेंगे। ये लोग उस चक्कर में थे। अब वो आखिरी एक बंदा बस में बैठा हुआ, सब लोग खुश हो गए कि अब हम लोग बच गए, ये एक इंसान बच गया है, अब इसको भेजना है। अब now what is happening in that story? Anyone want to guess? That person, everyone say, okay, now you have to go because you are the only one person. What happened? Anyone wants to guess? Just do it.
वो जाता नहीं है।
हाँ, ओके, वो जाता नहीं है, ये मान लेते हैं, कहानी यहीं खत्म हो गई। वो जाता नहीं है, उसको जबरदस्ती बस में बिठा देते हैं, बोलो बोलता हम तो मैं ही मरने वाला हूँ। क्या होता है कहानी में, बालाजी? गैस, इफ
So only
यू
the
आर
last person
राइटर
is
ऑफ दिस
saved.
स्टोरी, व्हाट यू विल डू? यस,
Only the last person is saved. Rest all go and die.
नहीं
दैट्स
नहीं।
करेक्ट।
Yeah.
व्हेन ही वेंट टू दैट ट्री, द बिजली उस बस पे गिरी। मरना सबको था, सिर्फ वो एक इंसान की वजह से बिजली नहीं गिर पा रही थी। जैसी उधर गया, बिजली उस बस पे गिरी और सब मर गए। सो कभी कभार, नाउ वी आर सेइंग दैट बिकॉज ऑफ द बैड कर्मा ऑफ वन पर्सन, मेनी पीपल विल सफर। बिकॉज ऑफ दैट वन गुड कर्मा, दैट वन थिंग, all the people that survive, because all the entire that yatra. But now, as soon he went away, everyone has to suffer. Everyone has to suffer their own karmas. So karma understanding, that's what I was, when I think couple of months back, when I read this story, is because of one good person also, so many people will be survived. But one bad karma may be having the difficulties for the other people, right? So understanding this karma is not very easy. So whenever you think that, okay, I am having difficulties, maybe you have very less difficulty because of your partner. Understanding? So stop blaming on this karma, that karma. Do the good karmas. Karma. Refer to the Shastra and follow the Shastras. And the Krishna is, at the end of the chapter, says that Sarva Dharma Parityagya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Then you don't have to worry about anything. Don't have to fear. I will take care of everything. Then when he is giving that much of guarantee, then what is the worry? Forget about what mistake we did, what karma we did. Just follow what he says in Bhagavad Gita. Right? Life will become easier. But we make our life more complicated. And the complications will come from our mind itself. 98%, more than 98%, our difficulties we arise in the mind first. अननेसेसरी फियर क्रिएट कर देते हैं, कहीं ऐसा ना हो जाए, वैसा ना हो जाए, है ना। ये सब चीजें हम लोग करते रहते हैं। माय वाइफ, शी इज ऑल्सो हियर, सो हम लोगों में ये डिस्कशन होता रहता है। अब मैं तो ज्ञान बांटता रहता हूँ, तो हम लोग ज्ञान बांटते रहते हैं घर में भी। तो ये डिस्कशन होता है हमारा कि अपने को बहुत पॉजिटिव रहना है। When always think that Krishna is with me, then why we have to worry? जो अपने कर्मों में लिखा हो वो तो मिलना ही मिलना है। Then when you surrender 100% that I gave my rest of the life to Krishna, then let him handle it. We have to bring that faith. श्रद्धा अपने को बिलाना है, श्रद्धा, साधु संग। साधु संग हो रहा है हमारा हफ्ते में एक बार 1 घंटे के लिए, बट श्रद्धा चाहिए, अपना एक विश्वास बनाना है कि जो भागवत गीता में भगवान ने कहा है वो सत प्रसिद्ध सत्य है। अगर एक बार मान के चलेंगे, देन लाइफ बिकम सो इजी, बट इट रिक्वायर्स सम प्रैक्टिस, right? So that story is just a part of that one I heard from one senior devotee, and he was telling this story, part of the karma. So sometime our life is, we think that, oh, I am protecting myself, but my life is protected by someone else in that bus. Everyone has to die. They were thinking that, okay, now we survived, and they sent their protector away from the bus, right? So that happens. And then again, their description is a group karma. Sometimes one plane crash हो जाता है, सबको भगवान जुट के उस प्लेन में बिठा देते हैं, सबको जाना है एक साथ, right? आई एम नॉट स्केयरिंग दैट वन, ओ हम लोग जाएंगे तो हमारा सब है, बट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट। और आई एम हियरिंग द एक्सप्रेशन फ्रॉम खुशबू दैट शी वाज स्केयर्ड। सो दैट्स, अगर जाना है तो जाना है, राइट? नो वन कैन स्टॉप। But the thing is, once you will give your this life, remaining of our life to Krishna, then you don't have to worry. The Krishna says this one, then you don't have to worry because you surrender to me. Okay, let's coming back. I was just trying to explain these prayers, and importance of these prayers is how we can our progress our spiritual journey. Just reading the book and remembering the shloka is not part of our this Sunday program. Our thing is how in day-to-day life we can start implementing, right? You go to the school, you read physics, maths, chemistry, and all the different subject. Theoretical पढ़ के अगर घर में बैठ जाएंगे उसको कोई फायदा नहीं. Then we have to implement it over practical life, where I can use this physics, where is the chemistry thing, right? If you're expert in the chemistry thing, then you can make something medicine, biology, ये सब पढ़ के, right? But we have to try to do this one. Let's give this life to this spiritual bhakti yoga. Then the difference will come. Okay, let's go back to chapter number 3, Karma Yoga. So anyone remember what is the Sakarma, Akarma, and Vikarma? What is the
No.
difference?
Vikarma, right?
Yes,
Okay. Vikarma are like all those activities which are against our Shastras,
Vedas.
Vedas, and akarma, like we are following our Shastras, all those karmas,
Vedas.
and sakarma, like who don't follow neither the like
In the
he is
middle.
not against the karma,
Um,
Vedas, and he is not following the Vedas. So
correct.
those.
in middle.
In some cases, Sakarma is very tricky person, like us. We
Yeah.
follow the Shastras and taking the advantage of Shastras कि ये करने से अपने को यहाँ मिलेगा, 11 रुपए देने से 1000 रुपए मिल जाएंगे. तो हम लोग एवरी एंगल से भगवान का यूटिलाइज करते हैं, क्योंकि शास्त्र में दिया भी है. Because these demigods will be happy very easily. So we will say, okay, if you do this yagna, I will get this benefit. ओ इसको तो ग्रह का प्रॉब्लम है भाई, शनि की पूजा कर डालो, इसकी पूजा. वो करना गलत नहीं है. The problem is our intention is not for bhakti, but for our benefit. That's where the problem is. Your consciousness is, I want to do the yagna and I want to call 100 brahmanas and Vaishnavas and I want to feed them as part of the yagna. Then that is good, because you want to serve other people. Your consciousness is not, oh, because I'm sick from last 1 year, someone says that if you do the Narsimha yagna, then your health will be protected. Now your intention is this physical body. You want to get the blessing for your physical body. Someone is due for money. Someone is having the loss. They want to do this puja for their materialistic gain. Those people are sakarma. They are taking the advantage of Shastras and they are utilizing for materialistic life. You see? So now we are very well versed with the 3 karmas. So सबसे best है akarma, where we are following very sincerely, attentively all the Shastras only to please Lord. Make sense? Okay, so I think anyone remember which shloka we stopped last time? Yes, Dwej.
I think it was 15.
15? Yes. Okay, let's go. Everyone will get the opportunity to read one shloka pretty quick. So start with my screen. I will go with Dwej. Just read the translation, even the intelligence, 16 say. And the translation. Yes, Dwej.
My dear Arjuna, one who does not
No,
follow
hold on. Which one you are reading?
16.
16th? Yes. Okay, yes, go ahead.
My dear Arjuna, one who does not follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice, thus established by the Vedas, certainly lives a life full of sin. Living only for the satisfaction of the senses, such a person lives in vain.
Okay. So the purport, you want to read purport also?
Okay. The Mammonist philosophy of work very hard and enjoy sense gratification is condemned herein by the Lord. Therefore, for those who want to enjoy this material world, the above mentioned cycle of performing yajnas is absolutely necessary. One who does not follow such regulations is living a very risky life, being condemned more and more. By nature's law, this human formal life is definitely meant for self-realization in either of the 3 ways, namely Karma Yoga,
Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga.
and Bhakti Yoga. There is no necessity for rigidly following the performances of the prescribed yajna for the transcendentalists who are above vice and virtue, but those are engaged in self-gratification required purification by the above mentioned cycle of yajna performance. There are different kinds of activities. Those who are not Krishna consciousness are certainly engaged in sensory consciousness. Therefore, they need to execute pious work.
Pious work.
Pious. The yajna system is planned in such a way that sensory consciousness may satisfy their desires without becoming entangled in the reaction of sense gratificatory work. The prosperity of the world depends not on our own efforts, but on the background arrangement of the Supreme Lord, directly carried out by the demigods. Therefore, the yajnas are directly aimed at the particular demigods mentioned in the Veds. Indirectly, this is the practice of Krishna consciousness, because when one masters the performance of yajnas, one is sure to become Krishna conscious. But if by performing yajnas one does not become Krishna conscious, such principles are counted as only moral codes. One should not therefore limit his progress only to the point of moral codes, but should transcend them to attain Krishna consciousness.
Nice. Do you have any points, Dwaj, to add after reading the purport? What Prabhupada wants to say here? He forgot. He keep reading, but he forgot to focus. Right? So that's our life is. So no, it's a thanks, Dwaj. I think the point here is, so before going to the purport, I would like to ask how many senses we have? Yes, Dwaj.
5.
Yes. So what are those 5 senses? Okay,
Sight.
hold on. Let me ask other parents actually. Let me ask Sandeep. What are those 5 senses? Or maybe Khushbu, you both can try.
Ear,
Ear,
nose,
nose,
eyes, tongue,
and
skin.
skin.
Touch. So these are the 5. So
Yeah.
how these 5 senses I can utilize for Krishna consciousness? That is very important. We know the
Yeah.
5 senses.
Speak,
No.
like,
Yeah, tongue for chanting, I think.
That's
yeah.
very
Like,
good. Yeah, tongue and eyes.
eyes for no, for
To see the Lord.
to see the Lord, yeah.
Yeah.
To see the Lord.
And
Ears
ear
for
also, like listening,
listening
chanting.
chant.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, listening what katha, leelas, भगवान की कथाओं को सुनने के लिए, that's
Correct,
correct.
correct.
Mhm.
And
And
nose is smell
nose,
the prasadam, flowers,
prasadam,
incense. Yeah.
skin,
And touch is all the body parts and the touch we can utilize to service in the Lord.
to
Like a
serve.
hand we can use somewhere. I think Amrish Maharaj, he used to make the flower garlands. So using the hand, and he's using leg to go to the temples, and using his entire body to sweeping the floor of the temple.
Okay.
So now this is what is mentioned in this thing is our senses. If I'm utilizing eyes using to watch TikTok, Instagram, YouTube for sense gratifications and the movies, I can utilize. That's what we are doing from most of our life. So similarly, ears, all the nonsense prajalpa we can keep hearing from the ears. We can use our tongue to talk all the nonsense things, prajalpa. So we can use this hand and legs for all the sense gratification things. So these senses are there. Who is the master of senses? As per Shastras. Yes, Dwech.
It is the mind.
Now, who is the master of the senses? Is the mind? Anyone else wants to guess?
Then
Who is the
master.
master? Shastra says that one person is the master of senses. Krishna himself. And his name is Rishikesha. So he is the master. And then he is the master. Then why he is testing us with the 5 senses? He is the master and we are not the master. That's guaranteed, right? So our senses is not very much focused. Like we don't have full control. It's very difficult to control, right? Our senses. So, but here Krishna's in the Prabhupada purport, it says that the people, let's read the translation again. My dear Arjuna, who does not follow in the human life of the cycle of sacrifices thus established by the Veda, certainly led a life full of sins, living only for the satisfactions of the senses. Such a person live in vains. So if we are using only to satisfy our senses, then our life is barbad. उसका कोई फायदा नहीं है. जब हम only living this life, entire precious life of human thing, if we are only for my sense gratification, then Krishna himself says that that person life in vain. बकवास हो गया सब. 84 million life के बाद we got this human form and we are just wasting this life for our sense gratifications. So that person is like in the Prabhupada mentioned in the some other is like an animal, because animal also doing the same four activities: sleeping, eating, meeting, and defending. They also have babies, they have defend, they fight, they enjoy, they sleep, do the things, but they are not utilizing their life. The purpose of the life is to higher purpose is to utilize this life to understand the purpose of this life, understanding our responsibilities, follow the instructions of the Guru. That was the Bhagavad Gita says. It's not my word. This in the chapter 3 also. In the bottom, it's clearly mentioned that how I should start. The people say, "Oh, मैंने तो पूरी भागवत गीता पढ़ ली, रामायण पढ़ ली, सब कुछ हो गया, समझ नहीं आ रहा शुरू कहाँ से करें?" Where to start? That is the biggest problem for most of us, for me also, because I was going to the many temples in US and in India, no matters where, but no one there to guide us there where we should start. So Bhagavad Gita is the one place where Krishna is telling that utilize your life in this way. And in this, it says that by the nature law, this human form of life is especially meant for self-realizations in either of the three ways: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, or Bhakti Yoga. And the superior is the Bhakti Yoga. You can become a Jnani, but if you don't implement, then it's again a waste. You become like Khushbu Mata ji is like PhD. सबसे ज्ञानी पब्लिक बैठे हमारे पास. So उतना पहुंचने के बाद if I'm not going to utilize and give this knowledge to other, then it's a waste, right? So similarly, we have to reach to that level, become a jnani, but start practically experimenting it. So Bhagavad Gita is we have to learn and practice, and at the same time, when you practice, then you have to preach to the other people. Preaching to your friends, family members, giving the Bhagavad Gita books, then that will is you are expanding that knowledge. And Krishna again telling in the chapter 9 that that person who is giving this knowledge to other, he is my dear friend. So we have to try. And you don't have to be like a super smart to give this knowledge to other, right? And that also example I gave, if some kindergarten person, child is coming to you and you are in the 10th grade. If he's asking 1 plus 1 kya hota hai, then you can tell, okay, it's 2. You don't have to graduate from the 12th grade, but you can still help that person. So similarly in the bhakti process, once you understand that one after 3 chapters, then if you like it, why don't you give it to your parents? Why don't you give to your brother, sister, whoever is close to you? All of you, you are not directly connected from my family members. That's guarantee, right? But somehow or other, we have a conversation and I was giving this knowledge to you. Maybe you can take it. My job is try. The Krishna's mercy should be there so that you can take this process seriously. It's not my job. I tried my best. I will get the credit for that one. But Krishna's mercy should be there. So similarly, you should also try with your parents. Give them, ask them to read Bhagavad Gita. But we don't know, might this life will be their last life. They will go to Krishna Dham. And you will get the same credit. If one person you will make perfect devotee in this life, your seat is reserved in Goloka Dham. You never come back here. Krishna himself says that. Right? What is the harm? He is not investing money. Did anyone give you me the money? Did any time I ask money for you for this class? It's free. I'm just trying that because someone helped me and I'm trying to help others. It's all part of our karma that you did something pious thing and we are coming together and listening to Krishna Katha. right? Let's go to the 17th shloka. Sandeep, you want to read?
Okay. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of the self realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. Okay.
पढ़िए, आगे पढ़िए.
A person who is fully Krishna conscious and is fully satisfied by his act in Krishna consciousness, there is no longer has any duty to perform. Due to his being Krishna conscious, all impurity within is instantly cleansed, an effect of many, many thousands of yajna performances. By such clearing of consciousness, one becomes fully confident of his internal eternal position in relationship with the Supreme. His duty thus becomes self-eliminated by the grace of the Lord, and therefore he no longer has any obligations to the Vedic injection. Such a Krishna conscious person is no longer interested in material activities and no longer takes pleasure in material arrangements like wine, women, and similar infatuations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's like, yeah, one those who are those who are fully conscious, Krishna conscious. Actually, they have to they don't have to do. Um, they are performing the duties based on the direction of the Krishna. They don't have to do anything extra to please the God, because he is following all the directions from mentioned by in the from the Vedas, and right, which is
yeah.
being directed by the Krishna only.
No, that's a very good point, Sandeep. So once you surrender and follow the Krishna's thing, Prabhupada mentioned here that he has no other performance of duties. What are those duties? We are saying that, okay, those duties is not like, oh, I have to quit my job and give up my kids and family. That is my duty. Because we are in Kali Yuga, we are with the family, we are very affectionate with our kids. But the other duty is, as part of the Vedas, right? The Karma Kandas, 85 to 90% is the Karma Kandas things. Okay, I'm taking the चार धामों का यात्रा कर लिया, यहाँ ना लिया, वहाँ ना लिया. ये बहुत सारे different activities people think before leaving this body, I have to perform these yagnas. Then Krishna says that you don't have to do any of those. Once you perform Krishna consciousness as sincerely, who is fully satisfied by his act in Krishna consciousness. If you do this one, then you don't have to perform any other extra activities. You are fully done. And then what is the result of that one? There is a one line is, his duty becomes self-illuminated by the grace of the Lord. And therefore he no longer has any obligations to the Vedic injunctions. The Vedic injunctions is karma kandas. You don't have to perform any of those things because you already did the higher things. So once you perform that higher thing, then rest of the part is Krishna will take care. The rest, karma kanda 85% is as part of the four Vedas, right? Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, and Artha Veda. So all the four Vedas is came out of from the Brahma's mouth, four Vedas. And all four Vedas he received from Krishna, Supreme Himself. And we can read that one reference in Bhagavad Puran. In the canto number 12 is clearly mentioned that how Brahma got this information. And in the Karma Kandas, because we fall down because of our desires. And to desire and make our sense pleasury thing. So Karma Kandas mention clearly 85% of the work which will make your life more enjoyable. Remaining part is the Jnani people, more higher study. The remaining 10-12% is smaller percent is only Bhakti Yoga. If you perform that Bhakti Yoga thing, remaining part you don't have to perform. That's the meaning. And now people will say, no, still I want to read all the different Puranas, Upanishad. There is nothing wrong. I'm telling you this one because I have Shiv Puran, I have Vishnu Puran. I was reading this one. What was that? When the Garuda Puran. Garuda Puran is very important, which is talking about after the death, what is our journey. And again, is saying that if the person already surrendered to their life, then we don't have to worry about all the difficulties after this life. My soul is traveling because Krishna will take care. Vishnu Duta will come. Yeah, those Garuda Puran people will listening before and after the death, or mostly after the death, because our Atma will roam around for 13 days. So for that 13 days, we do the puja and go give the pindadan so that he won't be hungry. So after 13 days, then every year we do the twice Shraddh. Again, we do the pind. So, but now, if the person is already performing these activity in his life, then he doesn't have to worry about that pind also, right? So, but now there is nothing wrong. As a child, I have to do Shraddh for my parents. Yeah, it's good because what my intention is, I have to feed to the Vaishnavas, cow, birds, because that pind is going through not directly the my Pitralok people, they will come and they will take the prasada. Once I will do my rituals and give it to the cow and crows, birds ko dete hain, so then through their channel, our Pitral people will get that prasada. That is the typical thing is. But that person who left this body, who was a pure Vaishnav, that do you think that he's going to suffer? No, because Krishna will take care. This is what the Krishna says, that you don't have to do all the Vedic injections. He is fully eternally connected to the Krishna. His position is, one line is, by such clearing of consciousness, one become fully confident of his eternal position in relationship with the Supreme. Before and after, I am always be eternally connected with my Supreme Lord. Makes sense, right? But I'm not saying that, okay, stop your activity, what you are doing now. But your consciousness is whatever I'm doing, whatever prasadam I'm making is for Supreme Lord, is for my Guru and for my Supreme. Okay, let's take, okay, we can take two shlokas. Balaji, you want to read 18th?
Okay. A self-realized man has no purpose to fulfill in the discharge of his prescribed duties, nor has any reason not to perform such work, nor has he any need to depend on any other living being.
Yeah.
Purport.
Yeah.
A self-realized man is no longer obliged to perform any prescribed duty, save and except activities in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is not inactivity either, as will be explained in the following verses. A Krishna conscious man does not take shelter of any person, man, or demigod. Whatever he does in Krishna consciousness is sufficient in the discharge of his obligation.
Yeah, again, is very clearly mentioned the same what I was telling, right? Very, very nicely explained in that sentence. The Krishna conscious man does not have to take shelter of any person, man, or demigods. Whatever he does in the Krishna consciousness is sufficient in the discharge of his obligations. Obligations is my duties. As the purpose of my life, if I will fully surrender, then I don't have to surrender to the multiple demigods. That's the meaning of this one. Bhagavad Gita clearly says that one. And then the Krishna own word, a self-realized man has no purpose to fulfill in the discharge of his prescribed duty, nor does he has reason to perform such work, nor has he has any need to depend upon any other living being. Yes, so nicely. This is not the word of any Prabhupada or anyone. These words are directly coming from the Krishna. These are Shrutis. You know what is the difference between Shruti and Smriti? Anyone? Anytime you heard Shruti or Smriti?
Shruti means listening. Like the meaning of Shruti is listening, and Smriti is memory.
To remember.
Correct. No,
Oh,
no, that a very good description. Shruti is which we directly heard from the Supreme itself. Directly उनके मुंह से हमको सुनाई दे रहा है. बीच में किसी का कोई इंटरप्रिटेशन नहीं है. So this word directly is Shruti. स्मृति क्या है फिर?
Smriti means like We have
remembrance.
heard some and we have remembered, like, yes.
Right. So स्मृति is our जितने भी गोस्वामीज हैं वो कमेंट्री लिखते हैं कि they connected with the Lord and now they are reciting their remembrance to us. Like these are the books by the Goswamis. Like Bhakti Vinoda Thakur hai, Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Gopal Bhatt Goswami. They directly connected with the Lord and they heard from the Lord and now they are giving the commentary. Correct? So Bhagavad Gita is full of Shruti or Smriti?
Shruti.
श्रुति है बिकॉज इज भगवान की कहा है पूरी कहानी इसमें कोई मिलावट नहीं है कुछ नहीं है व्हाट इज द भागवतम भागवत गीता भागवत पुराण भागवतम इज बोथ श्रुति एंड स्मृति है तो जो शब्द डायरेक्टली भगवान के मुख से आए हैं वो श्रुति है जो जिस पर कमेंट्री करके गोस्वामी और आचार्य और गुरु ने बोला गया है, वो स्मृति है उन्होंने जो अपने रिमेम्बर किया देन दे पुट ऑन द बुक्स लाइक हमारे रूप गोस्वामी की एक बुक दिखाता हूँ वैसे आपको भी दिखेगी अरे I got this 4 books nectar of devotion इसका वॉल्यूम 1 to 3 ऐसा आई एम रीडिंग द फर्स्ट वन भक्ति रसा अमृता सिंधु राइट सो दिस बुक इज रिटन बाय जीव गोस्वामी नहीं सॉरी रूप गोस्वामी बट इसमें बहुत सारे स्मृति जीव गोस्वामी के भी हैं जीव गोस्वामी रिटर्न वर्ड चैतन्य महाप्रभु से टू द रूप गोस्वामी so there are a lot of good commentaries about the nectar of devotions is how to perform the deeper understanding of the devotions how to implement नेक्टर ऑफ डिवोशन की एक बुक आती है जो प्रभुपाद ने इन 4 बुक्स को कंबाइन करके 1 बुक लिखी है सो वी कैन बाय इन एनी ऑफ द टेम्पल इफ यू गो ऑनलाइन इज देयर फ्री vedabase.io the book is there you can read online electronically everywhere available but if you go to the this $5 or $7 you can get it in any book center you can buy but these are the 4 versions because of smriti from the Jiva Goswami it's written at the bottom commentary by the Srila Jiva Goswami here. But Prabhupada condensed these all 4 books in 1 book, Nectar of Devotion. You can find it. So here, what is mentioned in the Shloka 18th is exactly the Krishna is telling this one. That person who is fully doing the Krishna consciousness, he should not be doing any other activities. Right? Let's read one more Shloka. Khushbu, you want to read the 19th?
Yes. Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty. For by working without attachment, one attains the Supreme. The Supreme is the personality of Godhead for the devotees and liberation for impersonalists. A person, therefore, acting for Krishna or in Krishna consciousness under proper guidance and without attachment to the result of the work is certainly making progress towards the supreme goal of life. Arjun is told that he should fight in the battle of Kurukshetra for the interest of Krishna because Krishna wanted him to fight. To be a good man and a non violent man is a personal attachment, but to act on the behalf of Supreme is to act without attachment for the result. That is perfect action of the highest degree, recommended by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Vedic ritual like prescribed sacrifices are performed for purification of impious activities that were performed in the field of sense gratification. But action in Krishna consciousness is transcendental to the reactions of good or evil work. A Krishna consciousness conscious person has no attachment for the result but acts on behalf of Krishna alone. He engages in all kinds of activities but is completely non attached.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
What is your understanding?
So here it says that whatever we do, so we should do our karmas without thinking about what we want. Like if we are chanting for Krishna or we are doing prayer, so we should not think about, okay, I want this I want any desire. I want this thing, so that's why I'm chanting. Or like you just mentioned that we are feeding 100 brahmanas to just get rid of any kind of like grahas. Somebody has rahu ketu, these kind of, so
Hmm.
uske liye bhi सब लोग do many kind of yagnas. So we
Right.
should not do these kind of yagnas or activities just to fulfill our own desires. We just do karmas to please Krishna. So everything will be handled by Lord Krishna.
Very nice. Everyone agree? Correct? हम लोग जब when we preach to other people and they will say, yeah, Lakshman, I know, कर्म किए जाओ, फल की चिंता मत करो, यही भागवत गीता कहता है, राइट? बड़ा इजी होता कहना, तो उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना कितना आसान है, इस मुश्किल है. Whenever we will do for someone, right, we have to do the service with निस्वार्थ, desireless होना चाहिए. बट वेन एवर वी डू समथिंग फॉर आवर नेबर, हम लोग एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि कुछ उसका रिटर्न मिलेगा, राइट? जब हम अपने नेबर का करते हैं, भगवान को करेंगे, इतने वैष्णव को खिलाए, भाई हमको भी चाहिए. So similarly, when we buy the big house, we already have a plan that, okay, this room is for this, that entire house, there is no room for Krishna. I gave you that example also, right? I saw these kind of houses, the people, they don't have temple, or if they have the temple also, they are in the bathroom closet mein. Very few cases, not many people, but the people will thinking that after immediately take shower, I want to bow down, so I'm keeping the temple there. So they have very valid reason. But in that big house, 4,000, 5,000 square feet house, they don't have a one small place for the Lord himself. So the intention is they want a big house for their own purpose. They are very attached to that house. They are attached to the car. They are attached to everything, but they are not attached to Krishna. That's the main thing. That's the problem is there. So what Prabhupada is mentioning is Arjuna's problem. What was his problem? He's not attached to the property. He's not attached to anything, but he attached to his parents,
His
guru,
parents,
Related.
his beloveds.
grandfather, relative, brother, everyone. He's saying better I should go do begging. I don't want to do these things. That was the problem. He forgot what he forgot? His own responsibilities. So we have to perform our responsibility in the Kali Yuga. We have to do the job. We have to earn money. But once we will earn the money, our intention should not be that after earning, अगर थोड़ा सा और salary raise होगा तो I will enjoy more. That consciousness should not be there. Our consciousness is always be attached to Krishna. We can enjoy. Last week we were driving. We stayed in a hotel. It was really good trip. But entire trip was, if you ask each and every person, they were so happy. They were now start planning that we will go to New Goloka Vrindavan. There is one place in Virginia. They were saying, okay, let's Prabhuji, let's make another program. You see, so that is the benefit. That is the benefit of having the association of the devotees. Now everyone, all the kids, they were saying, okay, no, quickly go in summer. So if we spend, you want to buy a luxury car, buy, but utilize for the going to the temple. What is the problem? Buy $1 million house, have temple, call the Vaishnavas, feed them. Your money is dovetailing towards the benefit of other people and you are not expecting anything. That's what the Krishna consciousness is. You are not like suffering. You don't have to starve. You don't have to live in like a hut or something. You can live better life, but your consciousness we have to change. How I can utilize, because you didn't get anything. You were crying empty-handed with the when you are crying. And when you leave this place also, you are going to cry. So in between, whatever we have, we think that is all belongs to me. It's nothing that belongs to me. Once consciousness will change, then everything will come in track. Then we will enjoy. Then we will improve our karma. This entire chapter is the understanding of our karma. Right? So with that, let me stop recording and let's see if anyone has any questions.